Good morning students. Let's continue our chapter Ivan tries NO level. Student, in previous chapter we have already learned that the character of McCleary, who is coming to the prison being an invigilator after having the good inspection by the Jackson and Stephen. There were so many type of instruments and articles there he had. One of them, there was a rubber ring, and the question of the Jackson, what is the use of this ring with McCleary, and he was answered that he is suffering from a disease like that is called the hemorrhoid. It's called the pile, problem of piles, so that he is not able to sit properly without the help of this ring. So, this ring is like a helping instrument, a helping equipment to him for sitting a long period of time. Student, let's continue page 77 and the third paragraph. McCleary, the hereto amiable demeanour was slightly ruffled by his tasteless little pleasantry. He answered Jackson somewhat, surely if you must know, I suffer from the hemorrhoids, and when I am sitting down for any length of time, oh very sorry sir, I didn't mean to that, and the embarrassment was still rendering, and Jackson checks when he found the paper knife at the bottom of the case. I think I would better keep this, though, if you don't mind that it, sir. And Mr. McCleary also had a paper knife, the knife already taken by the Jackson, because any kind of sharp equipment might be used by Ivan to escape from the prison, and they did not want to take any chance for that. It was 9:18 a.m. before the governor heard their voices again, and it was clear that the examination was going to be more than a little late in getting underway. McCleary, you have got a watch? Ivan, yes sir. McCleary, I will be telling you when to start, and again when you have 5 minutes left or right. Then silence. The atmosphere of the prison cell is now completely as it is the examination room. McCleary, there is a plenty more of this writing paper should you need it. Silence. McCleary, now write the name of the paper. It's 0211 in the top left hand corner. McCleary is now providing all the regarding instructions. McCleary, in the top right hand corner, write your index number 313. In the box just below that, write your center number 271 right. McCleary, providing all the necessary details about the question paper and the exams. Then at 9:20, McCleary, I am now going to Ivan. Yes, not going to stay here, sir. McCleary, I don't know about that. Stephen, Mr. Jackson give me strict instructions to. It means Mr. Jackson given me the strict instructions to. Stephen is still inside the prison cell, and Ivan is saying here that he is not feeling comfortable in the presence of Stephen. Ivan, how am I supposed to concentrate on my exam with someone breathing down my neck? Christ, sorry sir, I didn't mean. It means if you will be stay here for a long time, he is not able to concentrate. The governor reached for the phone. Jackson, good. Get Stephen out of the cell, will you? I think we are perhaps overdoing this. And at the governor's instruction, now Stephen has already taken out from the cell, because they are very sure about that there is no chance of escape from the prison. As you wish, sir. The governor heard the exchange in the cell, heard the door clang once more, heard McCleary announce that the examination had begun at last. It was 9:25 and there was a great calm. At 9:40, the examination board rang through, and the assistant secretary was special responsibility for modern languages asked to speak the governor. The examination had already started, no doubt. A quarter of an hour ago. Yes, well, there was a correction slip which some fool had forgotten to place in the examination package. Very brief, could the governor please? It means during the exam there was a phone call for governor that there is a correction slip in between the papers of the examination package? Yes, of course. I will put you straight through the Mr. Jackson in D-Wing. Hold the line a minute. Was this the sort of thing the governor had feared? It means it was not expected by that someone called in between the examination. Was the phone call a fake? Some signal, some secret message, but he could check on that immediately. He dialed the number of the examination board, heard only the staccato bleep of line engage. It is a type of sound usually when the period of time when there were landline phone and during the long engage there was a beep, but then the line was engaged, wasn't it? Yes, not very intelligent. 2 minutes later he heard some whispered communication in the cell. Then McCleary broad Scott voice, will you please stop writing while Mr. Ivan and listen carefully. Candidate offering German 0211 should note the following correction on page 3 and line 15. It means there was a correction in the question paper, and as the instruction by the examination secretary, McCleary is now doing this. The fourth word should read the golden, not golden, and the whole phrase will therefore read Jum golden loven, Jum golden loven. I will repeat. Student, these are the words of German language. It is looking very awkward because this is not the part of the English language. These are the word of German languages. And the correction slip, according to this, the word that was mentioned in the question paper, it was golden, but according to the correction slip, it was golden. The governor listened and smiled. He had taken German in the 6th from himself. Governor also having a little knowledge of German in 6th standard. He remembered all about the agreements of adjectives. So did McCleary by the sound of thing, for the minister pronunciation was not impressive. But what about Ivan? He probably didn't know what an adjective was. A governor was thinking himself very smart because he is just thinking about himself. He has great knowledge in comparative to Ivan of the German language. The phone rang again. The magistrate's court, they need a prison van and a couple of prison officers. Again, during the examination period, one phone call was also for the governor that they required a prison van, couple of prison officers also. Remand case, and within 2 minutes the governor was wondering whether that could be a hoax. He told himself not to be so silly. His imagination was beginning to run riot. The Ivan. What is the meaning of riot here, students? Run riot means react or behave in an uncontrolled way. Because governor was really very confused at that time. Some things were unexpectedly happened to him, and he just want to concentrate completely over the exam of the Ivan. For the first quarter of hour, Stephen had dutifully peered through the peephole. There was a peephole where the Ivan was sitting inside and giving the examination, and at a certain interval of time, the Stephen was already exist there, and he was all the time during a certain interval of the time, he just looked inside the prison cell and watched the activities of Ivan. And after that, every 2 minutes at 10:45, everything was still all right as he looked through the peep hole once more. It took 4 or 5 seconds, no more. What was the point? It was always more or less the same. Ivan, his pen between his lips, sat staring straight in front of him towards the door, seeking, it seems, some sorely needed inspiration from somewhere. As the other student, Ivan is doing the same thing. His pen in between his lips, and he was thinking like looking at the door and some other object and taking the inspiration from there like other students. And opposite him, McCleary seated slightly and askew from the table now, his face in semi-profile, his hair. Stephen had noticed earlier the amateurishly clipped pretty closely to the scalp, his eyes behind the Peeble lenses. What is the Peeble lenses, students? The lenses that are very thick and convex. And eye between behind the Peeble lenses, peering short the sightedly and church time. He was reading the paper like church times. His right index finger hooked beneath the narrow clerical collar, fingers of the left hand, the nail meticulously manicured, slowly stroking the short black beard. At 10:50 a.m., receiver crackled to life, and governor realized he would almost forgotten Ivan for a few minutes. The Stephen he was watching the activities of both. Further, the Stephen and the next officer Jackson, they were really very careful about hold the activities inside the prison cell. At a certain interval of time, they are just watching inside and watch the activities of Ivan or as well as McCleary. Students, we will continue tomorrow. Just read this part again and take some type of revision also. We will continue tomorrow. Goodbye.